hell. It must be that time of the month. Hello, everyone. It is me, Fox-Eye William O'Carl. And if you're wondering why I have, buttery voice for a teenager, well, probably not. But anyway, in case you are wondering, I had like, some soup for dinner, and made my voice moist. But yeah. Anyway, God, I'm so fucking cringy. Can we get a fucking redo over here? No? Shit. Alright, well, anyway, I'm gonna skim through this video because I just recorded this video, like, literally 2 seconds ago, and the file was corrupted. Ah, 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 ah. I feel like murdering someone. Anyways, today we're going to be answering the $1 million question. Is political correctness ruining comedy? Spoiler, it is. Let's get right in.
Is political correctness ruining comedy? Chances are, if you've spoken to an old white guy in the past few months, you've heard a phrase like this.
Political correctness is ruining comedy. What am I supposed to do when I point at something? Not laugh at it? Ridiculous.
So today,
Again with the old white guy thing. It's fucking cliche at this point. Can't you think of any other insult? Like, come on. Give me a fucking break.
let's talk about political correctness. What is it? And is it slashing away at our freedom of speech like a top-billed star in a terrible Friday the 13th knockoff? We'd call it Saturday the 30th, and it would take place in a European discotheque.
Is that an attempt at a joke? Because I'm not laughing.
Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Political correctness is the act of choosing your words to avoid offending people.
What is up with you people with going around in life obsessing about not being offended? Which, if any of you sane people are watching already know, that is impossible. You cannot go through life without being offended. It is impossible. Something is always going to offend you. Something is always going to trigger you. And they, meaning this girl right here, will not stop until everything is just the way they want it, which will never happen. And then the cycle goes on and on and on, ad fucking infinitum. And that's why we need to stop them. Period. Now, I know I give the left a lot of shit. And, you know, I try my best as much of a capacity as I have to be as independent and unbiased as possible. It's just that the left just so happens to have a lot more madness and bullshit going on than the right does. Now, does that mean the right is without their criticisms? Of course not. That is not what I'm saying at all. But what I'm trying to say is that the left is just insane at this point. Just clinically fucking batshit crazy. Let's get on with the video.
As you know, or could probably assume, the English language has a storied history of making up words to call people who aren't white guys. And
Ha. 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 Also, is that all the English language is known for? Hell no. But if you were to watch this video and not have learned anything about the English language or English history, then yeah, you would believe that, wouldn't you?
for the people who those words were directed at, it really, really sucked to hear. Political correctness became a derogatory term itself in the 1980s, when old school stand-up comedians could say whatever they want and were essentially treated like rock stars for it. It was very in vogue to say racist, misogynistic, and, because it's the 80s, AIDS-phobic stuff, and you
Listen, I know you probably didn't live through the 80s, and believe me, neither did I. I'm only 15 years old. But do you really think comedians back then really just went up on stage and just all they did was make fun of gays, say the N-word, and say cunt, cunt, cunt all fucking night, and good night? Do you really think that's all they did? If so, you're a moron.
get the laugh because you were, ooh, being naughty.
I can't tell. Is this another attempt at humor? Is this another attempt to make me feel the emotion called laughter? 'Cause, and I know this is going to be a shocker, but it's still not working.
My favorite example of this is Andrew Dice Clay, if only because I get to mention that he was the very first contestant fired on season 2 of Celebrity Apprentice.
Believe me, he was not the pinnacle of stand-up during the 80s.
Leveraging political incorrectness for comedy is a lot like another popular 80s relic, cocaine. Back then, everybody was doing it, but nowadays whipping that shit out at a party just seems kind of pathetic.
Well, yeah, all the kids nowadays are hopped up on Ritalin and shit like that. Who needs back alley drug deals when you can just get your drugs straight from the doctor? Am I right, kids? Please don't take that seriously. I do not condone drug use of any kind. Thank you.
Using politically incorrect language is an intentionally alienating practice that reminds the people hearing it that, at the end of the day, their humanity can be boiled down to a single horrible epithet.
If your humanity can be broken by a comedian telling a joke, then your humanity needs some work. Just saying. Also, you're a fragile human being and you need to grow a fucking spine. Next.
And that really sucks, especially when it's such a preventable behavior. So we know what political correctness is, and we know when it became a slur itself. But the question remains, is it ruining comedy? What this argument really boils down to is your definition of free speech. Namely, that everyone has a right to it, even the people who don't agree with you. Comedy specifically thrives on being able to creatively express an opinion in a surprising or thoughtful way. Making a joke completely falls under your right to free speech, but the audience reacting to that joke falls under their right to free speech. And that doesn't mean heckling, I mean responding in a broader way, like writing a review online, or talking to you about it after the show, that kind of thing. Only assholes heckle, kids. Don't do it. The more you know. For example,
Sorry, I can't help but laugh at that effect. I even did it the first time around I recorded this video. I just can't stop laughing at that video effect. Fucking A quality, I swear to God. And that's coming from me. A guy who can't edit a video to save his own fucking life. That's why just record the browser window and pause when I need to talk. Because again, I can't record a video to save my life. Now, and again, you're still not funny. You're still not funny.
Well, let's say I'm doing a stand-up show and I'm doing a bit about pasta. I hate pasta. Your linguine. I don't want to eat it because to me it tastes like the Pillsbury Doughboy is rubberized flour down my throat. That is me creatively expressing my very real opinion, which falls under my freedom of speech rights. Now,
well, what about all those Italians that you might have just offended? Oh my God. See, but no. In all seriousness, though, this is what I mean by what I said earlier. There is always a joke that will offend somebody in the world. You know, like if I were to make a joke like, dark humor is like food. Not everyone gets it. That's gonna offend somebody. And I'm a very dark-humored person. If I were to meet this lady or any others like her, then, well, the conversation wouldn't go so well, needless to say. But that's my point, though. Basically what I'm trying to say. There's always a joke out there that will offend somebody. Always and forever.
say you love linguine. You're Linguini's #1 fan, and let's face it, linguine has been the #2 noodle on everybody's list ever since that asshole spaghetti booked that gig in Lady and the Tramp. You have the right to say to me, hey, just so you know, Linguini is kind of the underdog here. Remember Lady and the Tramp? When's the last time you saw Linguini being portrayed fairly in a movie?
You know what? I could actually see feminists actually going for pasta rights. Oh, shit. Oh. Hey, flower lives matter. Oh, I can't with this shit. Now that's fucking funny.
Why you gotta add to the Linguini hate? To that criticism.
Okay, these jokes are actually starting to irritate me because of how bad they are, I swear. Please shut up.
Criticism is obviously negative, but that doesn't change my right to perform my pasta act.
We already went over this. Get to the fucking point.
I just have to perform it, knowing that some people are going to think that way about linguine every time I do it. But the important thing to note is nobody is trying to stop me from performing that act. They're just letting me know that it's a little bit offensive. And what I do with that information when I receive it will completely depend on how my ego digests negative audience feedback.
Number one. Okay. Number one. You guys do not tell comedians that, oh, well, it's a little offensive. No. You silence them and then shut their acts down. That's what you do. Number one. Number two, comedians calling you out on your bullshit is not having an ego. It's telling the truth.
It can be hard for creative people, especially comedians, to hear negative feedback about something they worked very, very hard on. Remember how I said in the 80s stand-ups were treated like rock stars? Yeah, nobody said no to them. This is a new thing for a lot of those old school guys. And instead of digesting criticism in the way that a comedian is supposed to, because remember, your job is to make the audience laugh, they're kicking up a tantrum like a toddler in the Disney store who just found out that that singing Elsa doll that they've been coveting for months is completely sold out. And they just can't let it go! Let it go!
Oh shit. Oh shit, here we go again. Oh, shit. Oh. Oh, there goes my last kidney. I was saving that one for a special occasion. Oh, fuck. Also, no. Please stop. You're making my head hurt.
Don't sue me, Disney. So no, political correctness is not ruining comedy. It's actually making it a hell of a lot smarter. When you don't have
Well, comedy doesn't necessarily have to be smart, you know. And bear with me here. Comedy, for the most part, is supposed to be, wait for it, funny. Oh my god. Oh, the humanity. Yeah, comedy is supposed to be funny. It's not supposed to be smart most of the time. And if it is smart, then hey, that just makes it even funnier. But your definition of smart to sane people is clearly the definition of retarded.
exhausted old tropes and gimmicky, shocking punchlines to fall back on, you have to think of more creative ways to execute your primary directive as a comedian, which is to make the audience laugh. And as an added bonus, there could be more people to hear your material, because you're not chasing groups away with exclusionary comedy.
Oh my god. Look, here's how this works. You like it? Then watch it. If you don't like it, then don't watch it. It's that simple. It's that simple because, believe it or not everybody agrees with you. Everybody is their own individual person. Everybody has different tastes, and everybody laughs at different things. So stop trying to censor people. Stop trying to tell people what to do with their lives. And please, just keep this shit to yourself. Actually, don't. It gives me something to laugh at, which I'm very appreciative for. So, thanks.
For example, violence against women. Celebrity Apprentice loser Andrew X. Clay.
Ha. 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 I feel like the sloth from Zootopia. I'm fucking serious. This is how unfunny it is.
Whew, gosh. And just to say it one more time to be completely crystal clear, there is nothing wrong with you performing your dusty old crap from 1986. Nobody is suppressing your right to do that.
Yet.
But there's a good chance that people are going to tell you that it is not funny anymore. Because that's their opinion and they're allowed to have it as much as you're allowed to get up on stage and say whatever dumb shit you're trying to say.
We already went over this. Get to the point.
Just remember that it is the comedian's job to try and make the audience laugh, and if you fail to deliver enough, after a while, there's not going to be anyone in the audience anymore.
Yeah. No shit. It's almost like if you don't make the audience laugh, then nobody's going to come to your shows. What a shocking concept.
Anymore. What do you guys think? Is political correctness ruining comedy? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like this video, you can click subscribe. I'm making a new one every single week. You can also follow me on social media down below. And there's another video in the bottom left-hand corner for you to check.
I think I've had enough of you already. Also, this video has comments? Seriously? Excuse me, my computer is a piece of shit. Oh, well, this page. Wow! Holy crap, this video actually does have comments. That's surprising. Anyway, that is it for this video. Oh, man, my back hurts. I just want to lay down. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you didn't, well, I won't censor you. But, hey, if you did, then leave a like. And maybe subscribe. You know? I mean, it's there. It's clickable. It doesn't cost you any money. I mean, I'm just saying, because, I mean, I lost a few subscribers. So, yeah. That. Anyway, that's it for this video. And I guess I'll see you on the flip side. Later.